All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasu Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepted members to not only the Sarasu Seti YouTube page, but the General Seti YouTube page, two dynamic powerhouse institutions on YouTube, giving you nothing but black power, black divinity. I want you to subscribe immediately. I want you to become a member. Link for the membership right down in the video description is in the chat. All you had to do is just click it. You get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Susan Seti General Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. The General got a new website up on Teachable, uploading a whole lot of dynamic curriculums, powerhouse programs, certificate courses. First one up, 25 steps to the redemption of definitive black manhood, designed by the General strictly for the brothers. It's an amazing, amazing course. You can get a preview just by clicking that link right there in the chat. Also included the Brotherhood of Heru Roundtable live stream where the brothers meet once a week discussing very vital, important, powerful information pertinent to our growth and development. Make sure you get over there. Click that preview. Get a get a preview of the course and become a brother. Become a member today. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sarasun Seti DVD lectures, T-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family. I know you're gonna like and love. Make sure you get over there and check out that catalog, get a discount, shop and save and shop. That's right, family. The General got the pop in his page on Patreon by far. Let's not even talk about it. Let's go straight to the Patreon. Click that link at the top of the chat. Get over there. Over 500 exclusive live streams off the chain on fire. There's no competition, comparison at all. Get over there, family. Get that work. For all the family that donate to the General, thank you. Appreciate you for the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family would like to donate. Link is in the chat, and I appreciate you very much. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Susan Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Here we go, family. We got another powerful one today. That's right. We're going to be talking about the ancient and powerful Kushites of Mesopotamia, Sumer, and Chaldea. We're going to run it down tonight. It's going to be all powerful. Why are we here? Because the minds are open at this time for the information. It'll go straight to, the chambers of the mind where it need to go. A lot of people's is open because of the Anunnaki, hype that's going around right now. And so now it's time to, get into some geography. That's right. It's time to get into some ancient scripts. You feel what I'm saying? And get some clarity on our place in history. You see? And so a lot of people just, when we talk about, Sumeria or we talk about Mesopotamia, some people look at that as if it's somehow separate from the Nile Valley. And what we have to understand that all these ancient civilizations are colonies of the Nile Valley. They are colonies of the Nile Valley. And so Sumer is the little sister of ancient Egypt, ancient Ethiopia, and to be admired. To be admired. But, in its own place. You see what I'm saying? In its own place. Not distinctively different in a sense. Yes, it got some, it's unique in one way, but it is connected to the great mother, and that these various mythologies that you find all over the world are renditions of the great spiritual mythology, astrotheology that's coming up out of the Nile Valley. And we're going to break it down now because people must understand that this supposed Anunnaki, the mythology, historical mythology, we'll say it in that respect, historical mythology, there's myth there, there's history there. Okay, there's some facts and there's obviously some myth, but people understand that it's myth. Okay, they okay with it being myth. Long as you understand it's myth, you can control it. Okay, you know, just you niggas will talk about, oh, this is a myth, but be the first nigga dragging a tree in their house and shit during December. Be the first nigga out there Easter egg hunting and all that. You ain't got no problem. You niggas will dress up in green for Leprechaun Day. You would do all of that. But then when it comes to the black myth, oh man, we can't believe that. We can't, nigga, stop it. You're making a damn fool out of yourself. Okay, now let's get straight off into it. Now, when we talk about Mesopotamia, let me make sure I'm set up here. I'm set. I should be. Okay, we in the house. We in the house. Let me make sure this is where actual size. Okay, boom. Okay, so we're gonna deal with let me go on and type this on in here, you know, so we can go straight to it. Here we go. Boom. Here we go. Boom. We talking about Mesopotamia. I'll get a map in there for us too. You see, I'll get us a map in there for us too. Matter of fact, let me go on and get it. Let me see if I can get it over here. Okay. Okay, bingo. Let me get a good one too. Let me get it in, and we're gonna drop it like it's hot. Okay. Okay, that one pretty good. You got the city. You got some cities on it. All right. I gotta have a couple cities. Gotta have a couple cities. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Yeah. That hit it right on the nail right there. That hit it right on the nail. Okay, let's get it in there. Let's get it in there. Okay. Bingo. Okay, so we looking at the map of Mesopotamia, and you see we got Sumer in the far south. Got Sumer in the far south. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to for right now. I'm gonna have to take these on up out of here because I know y'all enjoy having the but we're gonna have to take it out so we can get some clarity. Okay, so we see that Sumer, Chaldea. We're gonna be talking about Abraham, an esoterical figure. Don't get upset when your psyche can't accept, you know, the reality because you don't have the keys to it, so you throw it away. It's esoterical. He did not exist. But the etymology will break it down for us. We see that Chaldea, look how deep south Chaldea is, which Abraham came out of this area. But this whole this whole nation, and it's not a valley, but it is a river civilization. You see, and so you see, it started in the south. It started in the South. And why it's very necessary to understand that the majority of all of these civilizations start in the South. Okay, they all start in the South, even in the Hindu Kush, dealing with the Indus River. You will see that all of that is connected, coming right off of what they call the Arabian Sea, which ain't no Arabia. So you know that's the You know, what did I call it? The Sea of Cush. Anything other than Arabia. Ain't no Arab. You see, in the irony that they would call a sea after a goat herder. You see, the irony in calling and naming a sea after a goat herder who was landlocked. But anyway, so you see, Chaldea is in the south. You see Sumer, and Sumer was the great civilization that started Babylon came out of Sumer. Akkad, Assyria, all of those come up out of Sumer, coming out of the south, because the Africans sail into the south. This is what, just like you see colonies leave, and you know, you even when you think about the European, when they came to the Americas, where they landed at, you see, is where they established the first colonies right there off the Atlantic seaboard. You see what I'm saying? So as the Africans sailed in, they would establish, you know, colonies, right off the waterway in which they sailed to get to that, to that land mass. And so you got Sumer and Babylon, Baby Lion, and we'll see that the earliest capital of Sumer was Kish, which is Kush. Okay, again, we understand the interchangeable, between the vowels, because there is no vowels in the so-called Hebrew, which is Canaanite, which is Phoenician. There's no vowels in the Medunetta. There's no vowels in none of the ancient languages. You do not find the vowels. So the vowels is interchangeable. So where you see Kish, Kish, that's Kush. Where you see Kash, Kash, that's Kush. That's another variation of Kush. And so once you master that and you begin to read the maps and read the history, these things will open up like portals for you. Okay. And so Nimrod, which we're gonna get into, and so even Assyria, and so this is what they call the Fertile Crescent. All of this is Nile Valley. You see, all of this is Nile Valley. And when you go up, and you also see to the far right, up under Babylonia, where you see the word Babylonia, you see Susa. Right there, you see Susa. And Susa was the capital of the Elamites, you see, which later became today what we call Persia, or what Iran. You see, Sumer and Babylon is in today what you call Iraq, and so and when you look at Assyria, Nineveh, that is northern Iraq, and so those are the nations. And you see the Zagros Mountains to the right. You see, and you see above that, you see the lower Caucasus Mountains, Turkey. You see that all of that is the lower Caucasus Mountains. So those mountains represent the boundary between Africa and quote unquote Asia. Even though you can walk into these areas, you have these mountains which act as natural borders, you see, to separate, Africa from Asia, quote unquote, even though they are connected. You see, even though they are connected, that area which you call Mesopotamia, for all intents and purposes, is Northeast Africa. Okay, Northeast Africa. African people are the first indigenous people of this land. They lived in these lands for at least 100,000 years before any other people enter into the land. So let's be clear about it. So there was no other people in that area but the indigenous African people. And so only with the coming of Alexander in around 332 BC was that area penetrated to any extent, by outside forces, So primarily, I believe it was the sea people had tried to come in there, and they very well may have gotten, a little piece here and there, they very well may have gotten a little piece here and there. But Alexander, for the most part, was the first main, exterior foreign penetration into this area. Okay, so you talking about just yesterday, 332 BC. So that's right around the same time when they come into Egypt. So about the same time when they come into Egypt is the same time in which they conquered these lands. Even though they conquered them, they still didn't have enough people in which they could really change the population. So, it still remained predominantly black, until fairly recently. You see, until where you start getting these major excursions into Africa and into the Hindu Kush, all of that area over there, all the way to Japan, all the way into Oceania. You see, all of that was Kush. All of that was black until, up until, you talking about primarily, and I can't even say 1,000 years, because you can see pictures even when the brothers was going into Korea and into Vietnam and even into Japan, even when they had them wars over there. It was a large and still a large percentage of dark-skinned Kushite people, and even if they have been, mixed some, as you would expect, the primary foundational stock of that area is Kushite, period. The culture most definitely speaks to that. That's not their culture, okay? Yeah, so that's not their culture. That's our culture. Now, let's clearly get in here and get some work real quick. We dropped the map. Let me see. Let me see if it click over on me. It should. Okay, it did. Good. So we're talking about Nimrod according to the Bible. And why do we use it? Because a lot of people are in the Bible. And you know what? The reality is the myth is correct. Even if Nimrod wasn't the original king or royalty that established this area, the reality is it was Kushites that founded Mesopotamia. Okay, and so that's all right. We can work with that, you see, because it speaks to the truth. Okay, it speaks to the truth. So it says in wait a minute, let me get in here. I didn't went out. Let me go in. Okay. Let me see if I can blow it up one more time. I want it up. I want it real big. Okay. Let's see if I can get it one. Okay, that's good right there. That should be good. So you see right there, 1 Chronicles 1, 1 Chronicles 1, chapter 1, verse 10, it says, Cush, father Nimrod. He was the first on earth to be a mighty man. Now, in the Septuagint, it says that Nimrod was a giant. Okay, so it speaks that, amongst the Kushites is where you get these giants. The Philistine come up out of ancient Egypt. The Philistine, whether you get Goliath, was of the bloodline of ancient Egypt. So between these Kushites and the children of Ham, and Ham himself produced these giants. So when you get to talking about the Nephilim, when you get to talking about the Titans, when you get to talking about these giants which are of divine origin, they're speaking to African people. So it says Genesis 10, is that right? Genesis 10:10, the beginning of his kingdom was Babylon. You see Akkad, and now we just came out of Akkad to show you that he that was also, wait a minute, is that, oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong, that damn, why did it come up out of there though? Oh, it probably was that. Okay. Okay, it was that. Okay. That was it. Okay. So you see Akkad even all the way up to the south, to the north. So that just shows you. So I don't want nobody. So even Assyria was called the land of Nimrod, the Kushite. So even all the way up north, I don't want nobody. All of that belonged to the Kushite. And even though the mountains of Turkey, up in there, which is the Lower Caucasus Mountain, the Africans had even went up in there. They was the original population, even up in Turkey. Now, don't get it twisted. But the mountains are the natural borders because the terrain, the geological and topographical terrain is changing. Okay, where when you look at the area behind the Zagros Mountains, the Caucasus Mountains, is primarily the same land as Egypt. Okay, on this, probably the same sea level and things of that nature. It's primarily the same type of. But when you get to the mountains, obviously the geological and the topographical landmass is changing. But even beyond that, the Africans still control a lot of land and was the original populations even beyond that point. Okay, let's just make it, when we get to talking about the Trojan War and we get to talking about the Hittites, which was primarily the Canaanites, the African Canaanites that went up in that area. You got the Trojans and many other African nations that were a part of that. You know, they call it Anatolia, they call it Asia Minor and things of that nature. Okay, so I'm just showing you Akkad even up into the north, and I'll show you where even Assyria, I'm gonna see if they got it on here. Okay, right there, Genesis 10, right there. Right there, you see, from the land he went into Assyria, talking and built Nineveh. This is Nimrod. Okay, so when we get back, you see Assyria is all the way in the north, Nineveh. You see Nineveh right there, and so it's telling us that he even went, the Kushites was even in the northern extremities, all the way into the south, all the way into the south. Okay, so this is our land. So when you get to talking about and you see right here, Micah 5:6, it say they shall shepherd the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod at its entrances. So Assyria is Kushite land. Get it right. I don't know where they be getting this bullshit. This is speaking one. This is why we use it. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're speaking right and exact on that historical documentation that is backed up by all African historians. Okay, let's get that correct. So a lot of people, they throw away, you know, and because they think they can get away with not having no moral structure. It ain't that there is no truth. It's a lot of the mythology, and there are lies there too now. But we have to shave the lies off and present the truth because it speaks to our reality, and it synchronizes with the African historians too. You feel what I'm saying? So this is our land, and this is just the beginning that we're getting started today. I want y'all to stay with me. We're already at 24 minutes, and I try to stay, you know, within that time frame. We're gonna move on. We got some power over there in on Patreon. Make sure you get over here, get over there and click that and get that work that's waiting on you when you know it's fire. And we'll be right back, family. We just getting started for the night. We're gonna start back up where we left off. We're gonna keep dropping this. Get some of them verses, use it to your advantage. I use the shit against the goddamn Hebrew Israelites because they keep talking garbage. Like they don't even know the fucking book. And a lot of them know the fucking book, but they lying through the crack of their goddamn teeth, trying to prop up those lies that see them niggas trying to prop up the lies. We're showing the truth, and we're synchronizing it to African history on points that we can prove that is the truth. This is General Sarasun Seti. I be right black. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.